up? It's your boy T-Bear Reaction. Today is, I'm used to say today is Music Monday because it's the stuff I would do with Music Monday, but it's actually Tuesday, and this is when the episode comes out. It's the latest episode of So What's Up? Salute the Floppy Disk, and this is from DJ Premier. This is episode 61 for the song with his partner in crime, Guru, best known as Starr, called The Planet. And I'm not too familiar with this song as well, too, so this is going to be a good, interesting story to hear about this, Always love the back stories, hearing the stories about the behind some of the incredible beats and music that DJ Premier has made as well too, and even more so about his connection with his late great partner in crime, Guru as part of the Starr crew as well too, who shaped the hip hop scene through the 90s and 2000s as well too. So yeah, so without further ado, let's check out So What's Up, episode 61 with Starr as The Planet. Let's get it.
I'm DJ Premier and I present to you So What's Up.
Okay, computer. Run it back.
So what's up?
This was extra special for an extra reason. First of all, we're talking about Starr. DJ Premier and the Guru, rest in peace to Guru. You are forever missed and you are forever still popping with the music. It never goes away. Always here. Alright? Shout to Big Suge, the co-founder of the chain and Starr. Shout to Atlanta, which is actually where Starr was birthed, even though it's a Boston-based and bred group. Way before I joined, I am the third generation of Starr. All right, if you know, you know. Shout to all the affiliates before me, from Mike D, he DJ Wanna Be Down, to Damo D Ski, to shout to my man Sean Ski, word, up in Canada doing his thing. Another part of it. Shout to DJ Tommy Hill, part of the East New York Starr Foundation, who was DJing for Starr at gigs before I actually was fully in New York to being J. Rue the Damages DJ. So shout to Tommy Hill. The extra special part is because this year marked, from 1994 to 2024, our 30th anniversary of our album Hard to Earn. Okay? So my favorite album cover of all the records we've ever done. It just resonated so differently with the way we were next to our former manager, Patrick Moxie's office, which was right down the block. And it was our first time working with Danny Hastings, who became our permanent photographer for all of our other Starr albums, and J. Rue the Damages' first two albums, the Wu-Tang Clan's first album, 36 Chambers, just so many artists. And with that said, it was a new twist on the look, location, and how everything should be when our next album, which was now our fourth, you know what I'm saying? So no matter how you do your artistry, especially when it comes to your covers and things that attract you to, want to buy the product, whatever, comes from in here, put it out there that way. If it's not from in here, it's not authentic. Everything is felt when we do our thing. Now, this song was really important because being that the Starr, really every member except for myself is not, I'm from Texas and they're all born and raised and bred in Boston. They're considered a Boston group way before I joined, you know what I'm saying? And also shout to Suave D. That's the first Starr DJ, which is Big Suge's brother, all right? So shout to him as another member of the group that I did not mention. With that said, one thing that resonated with me was Guru said, for the years we've been living in Brooklyn and for the years we were living in the Bronx on 183rd, we were living in East New York at a time. Then we moved to Clinton Hills. We moved to 183rd in the Bronx. We've been around. But the thing that really struck was a lot of people were like, he claiming Brooklyn. And so was I. He claimed New York. And we didn't violate anything. We kept it true to what was supposed to be done then. And there's nothing to even rewind on. Appreciate what we gave you, and we still give it to you that way. Whether we cut another record or not, the music will never stop existing. And with that said, he said because of the flack he kept getting, he really wanted to do a record explaining his journey and why. And there's a lot of people in Boston, so many icons in Boston. Shout to all of you. there is a lot of people in Boston that was like, nah, man, you did the right thing moving. Yeah, you know, he felt like staying there, yeah, this is your town. It's just at the time of the opportunities to get to another level in the music business in the 80s, you really had to be where it was at, and it was New York at that time. You know, if it had been later on, I probably wouldn't have made the journey the same way either. But being that my mother's from the East Coast, from Baltimore, Maryland, and being that my grandfather lived in Brooklyn, that was my first connection that got me excited with the city, and it just kept going higher and higher to where I was like, one day that's where I'm going to be. This is before even hip hop. So, you know, that's what adds to my strength and knowledge and just thirst and hunger to make sure I always keep it pure and uncut. Now, with that said, he wants to explain his journey so people understand this is why I left, this is why I'm here, this is why I continue to give you nothing but greatness. That song is called The Planet. Check it out. And as I said before, it's a 30-year-old song, 30-year-old album. Again, shout out to Big Suge. Actually, we got to do an episode of that. That was Suge's debut on a Gang Starr record ever. When he came out of prison. And the crazy thing is, Guru did that beat. It's the only beat he did on the album, and he presented it to me and said, yo, Suge, spit on it. Tell me what you think. The best part of that song, and actually this could just blend into this episode and we don't have to do, yeah, we can still do it. There's other things, because now, you know, I might bring Suge on to talk about the journey to that point, to get into that song being on the album. And check this out. The best part of F-A-L-A, which means fuck around, lay around, don't get it all twisted with the F-A-L-A, fuck around, lay around. The ill part is, being that they presented it to me, I didn't know the Suge was gonna rhyme. Guru did the beat, and when you hear the line, he said, I did my time and now I'm free, you hear Guru go, yeah! Like, yeah, Suge! Matter of fact, play that.
I'm not a punk motherfucker, see. I did my time and now I'm free. I'm a dope one, ready to rip and
that just that feeling right there. I was like, yeah, let's put this on the album. So it was his debut, and also, you know, 30 years off of that too. So back to this. The song actually shot to NPR. You know what I'm saying? NPR did a 3-sample, how would I call it? A breakdown, which you know I'm not into doing at all. I like to still have the mystique of you figuring it out yourself if you dig for records like we do. So that's why I've always kept it like that. But these, when I started going through the clearing phase of sampling, these are cleared, so it's all good. And everything's everything. But this one, I'll show little pieces because I can also explain it. Actually, I'll explain it and then let you see me explain why it hit me here to make the record with that sample. Then we'll get back to what this disc do. All right. Now, this NPR segment that they did was called DJ Premier's Sonic Inspiration in 3 samples. That segment included 3 songs that I covered in the formula of how I did it. One was the Notorious B.I.G.'s Kicking the Door. The next one was the one we're going to get to, which is The Planet, and also from the Owner's album, Nice Girl, Wrong Place from Curtis Mayfield, which featured Boy Big from Missouri. Shout to Boy Big, one of the illest singers in this game. Shout to Missouri, you know what I'm saying? Now, The Planet. When Guru, which everybody knows, always gives me the titles to the songs, and I start to work on matching the titles, which I'm going to show you in the segments of that NPR sketch, because it's so important. All right, but when it came to looking for those sounds to go into The Planet, you know, record being recorded, I stumbled across a record that I dug for by a guy named Steve Davis. The album was called Music, but the crazy thing is it had music, slant, Steve Davis. Now the crazy thing also is the cover was just like some weird, just multicolors of waves on the front, right? But we read credits, especially all of us that dig. We look for sounds. We look for what label it's on. We look for who produced it. We look at what instruments are being played. We're that into the digging process of records. And because of that, when I flipped it over, I'm looking at the personnel of everybody that played horns, drums, you name it. for one of the illest funketeers y'all know. From Parliament, Funkadelic, and all you feel is Bootsy's Rubber Band, Parlette, The Brides of Funkenstein, Quasar, Xavier, Eddie Hazel, Michael Hampton, Fuzzy Haskins, rest in peace of Gary Scheider, rest in peace of Glenn Goins. I could go on and on and on. You know what I'm talking about, George Clinton. All right? And congratulations on your star in the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Yes, indeed. Well deserved, George. So funky. With that said, I'm looking at the credits. Vocals, George Clinton. Organ, George Clinton.
Wow.
Piano, George Clinton. These are on different songs. Harpsichord, George Clinton.
Wow.
Vibraphone, George Clinton.
Wow.
Think I ain't taking this record with me? Now, watch the NPR.
Wow.
Right there, I was like, yo, I didn't have to go any further.
Wow.
With Gang Starr, it's always title first, and then the music has to mimic the theme of the title. So Guru, he'll already have ideas, like I'm gonna do a song about how I took my trip from Boston to New York and finally made it, and how it was a dream to make it here in New York. So I felt like it needs to be like a driving little, like just ride with the one hand on the wheel, not two, just one hand on the wheel ride. And I could just visualize Guru saying those lyrics about how he had to move while he's just telling the story with one hand on the wheel.
I took the last of my loot to make this move true, but I ain't even trying to work it.
Wow.
Now that you know all of that, you know this. All the sounds are contained in this floppy disk right here. The data is then transferred into our weapon of choice. A lot of us producers in the 90s era, the Akai S950 sampler, all right? Once those samples are inserted in there and saved on this, how are we gonna play it and program it into a beat? The Akai MPC-60 was my weapon of choice, courtesy of Eddie Sancho, putting me onto it when we started working on Daily Operation, which was when I started to transfer from the SP1200 drum machine, which you see right there, which has now made a comeback.
Yep.
All right. And the Alessis drum machine that I also used before I went all the way into the MPC-60 and later the MPC-62. Shout to Roger Lynn. All right. And I said it before, if you know, you know. So legendary, so iconic. All right. Now with all of that inside the disc, in order to make it play, there's a sync box called the Roland SBX80. That's where we're in all the studios, no matter where you went, to sync up the machines to speak to not Pro Tools, not Logic yet. 2-inch tape. That was the only way. There was other ways, but that was like when you made it to the pros, you were on 2-inch tape. And that's what we were putting this on, okay? Now, how are they gonna all start together to make the machines do what they're supposed to do? Okay, there's a thing called time code. Rather yet, we call it SMPTE, S-P-M-T-E, SMPTE. All right, wait, S-M-P-T-E, yeah. Sorry, yeah, you know, don't edit that. SMPTE, S-M-P-T-E. All right, back to the program. All right, now that all of those things are linked, the only other thing to really make it go and get those sounds is I have to load this up. Yes, load it into the machine. And then when you load it in, hit the disk button and then put everything onto pads from the reading of the drum machine MPC-60 or 62 into the S950 through the sync box of the SBX80 by Roland. You press record and play and you get this.
Boom, bash, dash, I had to break, I had to get away. Pack my bags to leave for good. It was a Monday. Kissed my mother, gave my pops a pound. Then he hugged me. and then he turned around. I threw the duffel bag over my shoulder. It was time to get props, kid, cause now I'm older. Time to fend for myself, Jack. So I'ma go for mine and maybe never come back. Stopped at the last spot before I hit the train station. Needed some room for the mental relaxation. It took the last of my loot to make this move true. But I ain't even trying to work in a suit.
There you have it. The Planet.
Dope song.
Hey, one of my favorites. The Journey was explained by Guru. He didn't have to explain anymore. And if you didn't know then, play that record, now you know. Again, salute to our 30-year anniversary of the album Hard to Earn. All right. And shout out to Matt Gunther, who did the actual orange coloring of the album.
Okay.
Danny Hastings, dope on the shots. Matt Gunther on just making it that orange color. I've never seen a hip-hop album like that, and I love that album cover. Salute to everything that's real, and salute to the planet. All right, and they call Brooklyn the planet. I know I didn't say that in the beginning, but if you say, yo, where you headed, man? I'm headed to the planet. Or Medina, or BK, or, there's so many things for Brooklyn, but those are some of the key ones. All right, so shout to the planet, shout to the floppy disk, and that's what's up.
I'm working in a mailroom uptown, feeling sick and tired of paying all these fucked up dues. I wasn't trying to lose. I refused. Had a chick uptown.
Yeah. This was a good episode of Wassup. I mean, to break down this well too about Gangstar as always, and the story behind it. This was an interesting story as well too. I mean, he talked about this episode with NPR to break down through the samples as well too, which is awesome. So yeah, other than that, I'm looking forward to the next episode of So What's Up. So always shout out to DJ Premier, always shout out to Guru, and the rest of the Gangstar posse. Big sure to the rest of them. It's your boy T-Bear. If you like my reaction, like, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's your boy T-Bear signing off. One love.